Welcome to Informed Tourist. Now I want you to picture this scene. You've just spent months, maybe even years, saving up your hard-earned cash. You've scrolled through countless pictures, you've watched all the vlogs, and you've finally done it. You've booked the trip, packed the bags, and finally landed at one of North America's most must-see destinations. The excitement is palpable. You can almost taste the adventure. But instead of a life-changing experience, you're standing in a 2-hour line for a selfie next to a statue you've already seen 100 times on Instagram. Yeah, we've all been there. You're surrounded by a sea of fanny packs, selfie sticks, and people arguing over a $10 hot dog that looks like it's been sitting there since the Reagan administration. The magic you were promised feels more like a poorly executed magic trick, where the only thing disappearing is your money and your will to live. You start to wonder, is this it? Is this the peak of human travel? A long line, a crowded sidewalk, and a keychain that costs more than my lunch? It's a feeling of profound disappointment, like finding out your childhood hero is just a guy in a cheap suit who kicks pigeons. Well, I'm here today, as your slightly neurotic and overly caffeinated guide, to help you avoid that soul-crushing travel letdown. Today, we're diving headfirst into the murky, overpriced waters of the most overrated destinations in North America. We're going to name names, we're going to pull back the curtain, and we're going to expose these tourist traps for what they really are. But don't worry, I'm not just here to crush your dreams, I'm a builder, not a destroyer. For every overhyped spot we tear down, I'll give you a list of incredible alternative destinations that will actually deliver the authentic, breathtaking experience you deserve. Let's get brutally honest, shall we? Alright, let's start with a big one. A real titan of tourism, Niagara Falls. On paper it sounds majestic, doesn't it? The awesome power of nature. A thundering spectacle, a romantic getaway. It's the kind of place your grandparents went for their honeymoon and haven't stopped talking about since. You imagine yourself standing in awe, feeling the cool mist on your face, contemplating the sheer, untamed force of millions of gallons of water crashing down every second. It's supposed to be a primal, humbling experience, but then you get there, and you realize the awesome power of nature is flanked by the awesome power of capitalism at its most garish. The Canadian side, especially Clifton Hill, is like Las Vegas had a baby with a rundown carnival, and that baby is screaming for your wallet. It's a sensory assault of haunted houses, wax museums featuring questionable likenesses of B-list celebrities, and fudge shops. So many fudge shops. You can barely hear the roar of the falls over the cacophony of arcade games and the siren song of a 4D SpongeBob adventure. You find yourself wondering if the main attraction is the waterfall, or the giant, slightly demonic-looking leprechaun statue beckoning you into a mini golf course. It feels less like a natural wonder, and more like a natural wonder that's been taken hostage and forced to sell t-shirts to survive. You came for Thoreau, you got P.T. Barnum. The American side is a bit quieter, but that's mostly because it feels like a town that's been in a gentle, managed decline since 1978. The whole experience can leave you feeling, well, soaked, but not with wonder. So, what's the alternative? If you want to see water do its gravity thing on a truly biblical scale, save your pennies and fly south to Iguazu Falls on the border of Brazil and Argentina. It makes Niagara look like a leaky faucet in your uncle's guest bathroom. It's a sprawling, breathtaking network of hundreds of waterfalls set in a lush national park. It's so vast, so powerful, it will genuinely reset your brain. You'll feel small in the best possible way, humbled by nature instead of by the price of a souvenir poncho. But if you can't swing a trip to South America, don't despair. Head to Quebec and check out Montmorency Falls. It's actually taller than Niagara, and it's just a stone's throw from the beautiful, historic Quebec City. You get the impressive waterfall, you get a charming cable car ride, a suspension bridge, and you can pair it with a trip to a city that feels like a European vacation without the jet lag. You get all the awe, with none of the aggressive, in-your-face commercialism. You'll leave feeling refreshed, not fleeced. Ah, Hollywood. The name itself conjures images of glamour, of movie stars, of red carpets and Klieg lights. It's the dream factory, the place where fantasies are made real. You imagine walking down the Walk of Fame, casually spotting celebrities sipping lattes, feeling the electric buzz of the movie industry all around you. You think you're stepping into the golden age of cinema, ready for your close-up, Mr. DeMille. The reality, however, is less singin' in the rain and more singin' the blues. Hollywood Boulevard is, to put it mildly, a chaotic mess. The Walk of Fame is less a tribute to the stars and more a grimy, cracked sidewalk where you have to constantly watch your step to avoid sticky patches of unknown origin. The celebrities you're likely to see are a sad, sweaty Spider-Man trying to charge you $10 for a photo, and a Jack Sparrow who seems to have had a bit too much rum for 11 a.m. The whole area is a relentless barrage of cheap souvenir shops selling Oscar statues made of the finest plastic, vape shops, and people aggressively trying to sell you a tour of stars' homes, which is mostly just a slow drive past a lot of tall hedges. The glamour is gone, replaced by a thick layer of desperation and grime. The TCL Chinese Theater is impressive, sure, but the experience is diluted by the sheer volume of tourists and street performers. It's the cinematic equivalent of meeting your hero and finding out he clips his toenails at the dinner table. So, where do you go for a real taste of the movie magic? I'll tell you where. Burbank. It's not glamorous, it doesn't have a catchy name, but it's where the actual work gets done. This is where the major studios are. Take the Warner Brothers Studio Tour, or the Sony Pictures Studio Tour. You get to walk onto real sets, see where iconic movies and TV shows were filmed, and get a genuine behind-the-scenes look at the industry. It's fascinating, it's authentic, and you might actually see a working actor, probably looking stressed and rushing to an audition. And if you're just looking for that Southern California glamour, that poolside, old-school Hollywood vibe, skip LA entirely and drive 2 hours east to Palm Springs. This is where the stars of the golden era actually went to escape. It's clean, it's stylish, it's got incredible mid-century modern architecture, fantastic restaurants, and a relaxed, sophisticated atmosphere. You can lounge by a pool with a martini and feel more like a movie star than you ever would dodging knockoff superheroes on Hollywood Boulevard. Next up, the crossroads of the world, the heart of New York City, Times Square. Every movie set in New York has that one iconic shot of the hero standing in the middle of Times Square, surrounded by towering digital billboards, yellow cabs, and the kinetic energy of the city that never sleeps. It looks like the center of the universe, a place where anything can happen. You feel like if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. Then you get there, and you realize making it mostly means making it to the other side of the street without being trampled. It's not the center of the universe, it's the world's largest outdoor shopping mall food court, and everyone is lost and angry. The energy isn't kinetic, it's frantic. It's a claustrophobic canyon of light and noise, filled with tourists walking at a glacial pace, a creepy Elmo who wants a donation, and chain restaurants you can find in any suburban strip mall in Ohio. You're being bombarded from every direction by advertisements for Broadway shows, credit cards, and soda. It's an exhausting, overwhelming, and profoundly inauthentic experience. No actual New Yorker goes to Times Square unless they're being held at gunpoint or have to cut through it to get to their therapist's office. It's a place you endure, not a place you enjoy. It's the city's appendix, a useless organ that can get painfully inflamed. So where do you find the real New York? The one with charm and character? For that iconic bridge and skyline view, skip the chaos and head to Brooklyn. Specifically, Dumbo, down under the Manhattan Bridge overpass. Walk down Washington Street and you'll get that perfect Instagram-famous shot of the Manhattan Bridge framing the Empire State Building. It's beautiful, it's far more relaxed, and you're surrounded by cobblestone streets, cool art galleries, and fantastic local pizza joints. If you're craving that feeling of being in a classic New York movie, but with, trees and breathable air, head to the northern part of Central Park. Forget the crowded southern end by the plaza. Go explore the North Woods. It's a rugged, densely wooded area with streams and waterfalls that feel so remote, you'll forget you're in the middle of one of the world's biggest cities. It's peaceful, it's beautiful, and it's where New Yorkers actually go to escape. It's the real heart of the city, not the flashy, blinking one. Let's journey south to Cancún, Mexico. The brochures paint a picture of paradise, pristine white sand beaches, turquoise water so clear you can see your toes, and luxurious all-inclusive resorts where your every whim is catered to. It's sold as the ultimate easy, breezy, tropical escape. Just show up, grab a margarita, and let your worries melt away under the Caribbean sun. It sounds like a dream, a perfect postcard come to life, and for some it is. But for many, the reality of Cancún, particularly the hotel zone, is less a tranquil escape and more a non-stop 24/7 party you weren't emotionally prepared for. It's the epicenter of spring break culture, even when it's not spring break. Think foam parties, wet t-shirt contests, and roving gangs of college students chanting, "USA, USA," while doing shots of cheap tequila. It can feel like you've accidentally stumbled into a beer commercial that just won't end. The culture you experience is often an Americanized caricature. You're eating at Señor Frog's and Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville, not at a family-run taqueria. The massive, fortress-like resorts can feel isolating, designed to keep you on the property, spending money at their bars and restaurants. It's a sanitized, manufactured version of Mexico, scrubbed clean of most of its authentic, vibrant, and complex character. You're in Mexico, but you could just as easily be in Florida or a theme park. If you want that stunning Yucatan coastline without the frat party atmosphere, hop on a ferry and go to Isla Holbox. It's a sleepy, laid-back island with sandy streets, no cars, and a bohemian vibe. The beaches are gorgeous, you can swim with whale sharks in season, and the whole place just forces you to slow down and relax. It feels like a world away from the chaos of Cancun. Tulum can also be great, but you have to be smart and go in the off-season to avoid the influencer crowds. But for a truly profound, culturally rich Mexican experience, you need to head inland to the state of Oaxaca. This is the heart and soul of Mexican cuisine, art, and history. The city of Oaxaca is a colonial gem with incredible markets, world-class restaurants, and a vibrant art scene. You can explore ancient Zapotec ruins at Monte Alban, and visit villages where artisans have been practicing their crafts for generations. This is the real Mexico, complex, beautiful, and absolutely unforgettable. Finally, let's talk about a place that is, without question, one of the most beautiful places on Earth. Banff National Park in Alberta, Canada. The pictures are staggering. The jagged, snow-capped peaks of the Rocky Mountains, the impossibly turquoise lakes like Lake Louise and Moraine Lake, the majestic glaciers, the abundant wildlife. It looks like a landscape painted by God on his best day, after a particularly good cup of coffee. And it is. The problem isn't the scenery. The scenery is a 10 out of 10. The problem is that everyone, and I mean everyone, knows it. Banff has become a victim of its own Instagrammable success. Trying to visit in the summer is a logistical nightmare. The town of Banff itself is choked with traffic and tourists. Parking at popular spots like Lake Louise is so limited that you now have to book a shuttle bus weeks or even months in advance, and if you don't get a spot, well, tough luck. You'll find yourself standing shoulder to shoulder with hundreds of other people on the shoreline of Moraine Lake, all trying to get the exact same photo. The sense of serene, majestic wilderness is shattered by the reality of the crowds. It's like trying to have a quiet, reflective moment at a rock concert. You spend more time worrying about traffic, parking, and reservations than you do actually soaking in the nature you came to see. It's beauty, but with an asterisk and a lot of fine print. So what's a nature lover to do? It's simple, just keep driving. Head about 3 hours north from Banff along the spectacular Icefields Parkway, one of the world's most beautiful drives, and you will arrive at Jasper National Park. It has everything Banff has, the same towering mountains, the same stunning glacial lakes, like the incredible Moline Lake, the same opportunities for wildlife viewing, the same jaw-dropping beauty. What doesn't it have? The crowds. Jasper is bigger, more spread out, and far less developed than Banff. The town of Jasper is quieter, more laid back, and feels more like a genuine mountain town than a tourist resort. You can find trailheads where you won't see another soul for hours. You can paddle on a lake and feel like you have the whole place to yourself. It offers the same 5-star nature with a 1-star level of hassle. It's the Rocky Mountain experience you were actually dreaming of. Here's the truth, folks. Travel isn't about ticking boxes on a brochure. It's not about getting the same photo that a million other people have. It's about experiencing something real, not something filtered and sponsored. It's about finding a connection, whether it's with nature, with a different culture, or just with yourself in a new and unfamiliar place. The most memorable trips are rarely the most famous ones. They're the ones where you take a chance, turn left instead of right, and discover something wonderful that wasn't in the guidebook. Please subscribe to Informed Tourist. We're bringing you the real truth about travel. No fluff, no paid hype. Now, on with the video. Our goal here isn't to be negative, it's to be honest. It's to help you spend your precious time and money on experiences that are genuinely rewarding, not just on things you should see. The world is a massive, incredible place, full of hidden gems and authentic adventures just waiting to be discovered. You just have to be willing to look beyond the top 10 lists and the most tagged locations. Be an explorer, not just a tourist. Be curious, be brave, and for the love of all that is holy, avoid the wax museums. Thanks for watching Informed Tourist. If you enjoyed our brutally honest take, please hit the like button and subscribe. It's free and supports the channel. Now enjoy these next videos. It helps us keep digging for the truth and bringing you content that saves you from tourist trap-induced despair. Before you go, what's the most overrated place you've ever visited? Drop it in the comments. We want to hear your horror stories and tell us, what destination do you want us to expose or explore next?